What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hey man, big waves in the building, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We are back, baby. Friday edition of Midday Madness in the Mix, man. I am your host with the most from the East Coast. Y'all already know, man. Often duplicated, never replicated. Big fucking waves in the building, man. What's going on with everybody, man? Shout out to all my surfers out there, man. Look, hey, what is going on, man, in the world, man? How everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Hopefully everybody is blessed, man. Hopefully everybody is stress-free and drama-free. We back at it again, man. Midday fucking madness in the mix, man. We got a lot of shit to talk about today, man. So make sure you get your popcorn ready. You might be on break at lunch, man. You might just be tuning in for it, man. You might just be sitting outside or whatever the fuck you doing, man. Y'all don't want to miss this conversation that we did because we're talking about our Carolina Panthers, man. And I repeat, that is our Carolina Panthers, man. Hey, listen, hey, I'm liking what I'm seeing right now from this football team. I can't lie, man. From OTAs, man, everything that's been coming out, it hasn't been no big grand rising, man. What's up with it, boy? Uncle Quan is in the building. Hey, Uncle Quan, man, I got some shit special for us, boy. I'm not gonna lie to you, Uncle Quan. We need to chop it up, my dude. We need to chop it up, bro. I love the energy that you bringing over there, man. Y'all make sure to go and like and subscribe to his channel, man, as well. The Panthers Experience with Uncle Quan. Go and like and subscribe to him, man. Hey, great fucking content, man. This dude breaks down videos, and I'm a fan. I'm not even gonna lie, Quan. I'm a fan, man. So we need to chop it up, my guy. We definitely do. Uh, but I'm excited, man. I'm getting into this open soliloquy here, man. Like I'm really excited about this upcoming season. Listen, it's June. It is June already, man. We are already in the month of June. It is time. We're literally talking about weeks away from training camp being start. Guys, we are less than 2 months away from preseason action. This offseason has flew by, and it's been a hell of a offseason one to remember. This shit has been for the books for Carolina Panthers fans, man. Anybody that likes the Carolina Panthers, this has been a hell of a off season, man. And we are this much closer to seeing what the product looked like on the field, man. Shout out to MDJ. MDJ, man, what's up with the long face? MDJ, what's good? What's with the long fucking face, man? What's with the long face? Let me know, man. Hey, listen, it's feel where I'm coming from, MDJ. If you're talking about how I'm feeling about the Panthers, feel where I'm coming from on this, right? So look, man. This time last year, y'all remember anybody that was following me this time last year on the other platforms, Panthers Uncensored, Keep Pounding TV. For those that were following me there, you guys know that I was hard on these boys, man. I was very hard because at this time last year, we were about to start a season with Baker Mayfield as our starting quarterback. That shit had me sick. We had a starting left tackle, a left tackle that we drafted early in the year. The roster wasn't in bad shape, but Matt Rule was still our head coach. We still had Christian McCaffrey and all of that, but I didn't feel great about the team this time last year, man. And I honestly can say that this time I feel really good about the Panthers this year. Look, I'm going in this thing with realistic expectations, right? I'm not sitting up here saying that the Panthers are going to, go to the Super Bowl and they're going to make this deep playoff push. I'm not saying that, right? And a big reason why I'm not saying that is because this is a new program. It's a new scheme. It's a new regime. Everything is new. The coaching staff, these players have to get comfortable with this playbook. The defense has to get adjusted to playing in a 3-4 scheme. It's going to take some time, man, for this stuff to gel together, man. And as Panther fans, I think everybody should be very realistic about this season. I think that we have the potential to win more than what we did last year. And I want to give Big Bruh his because we did only win 7 games last year. For whatever reason, I kept thinking it was 8, felt like 8. Probably wasn't adjusted to the new season model, but we went 7-10 last year. So to Big Bruh's point, I want to give him his credit and his validation for what he was saying. Amaj, what's good with it, man? Appreciate you for tuning in. Want to give him his respect because, again, he did make the argument last channel for those that tuned in back when we were live on Tuesday. He made a great argument about the Panthers for winning only 7 games. my whole argument in that whole thing was is that I feel like we shouldn't lose more than the amount of games that we lost last year. We should win more games this upcoming season than we did last year. That was my whole point in the thing. But y'all know I gotta pay homage, man. I'm gonna go take my hat off because he was right about that after we talked about it. So uh but again, this Panther football team is better than what it was last year on paper, right? On paper. And from what I'm seeing so far at OTAs and what I've seen this early in the process, it has me excited for what this season could potentially be, man. I think we're going to shock a lot of teams this year. I think that we're going to surprise the NFL this season. I think that we're going to win some games that we're not supposed to win. I think we're also going to lose some games that we shouldn't lose as well. So, realistic expectations for this year, man. And what does that look like for your boy Big Waves? Well, one, I want to see the offense more attacking. I want to see the offense aggressive. I want to see us throwing the ball down the field, taking shots. I want to see Bryce Young, man, really making plays when he needs to make plays with his legs. I want to see Miles Sanders get involved. Again, he doesn't need to have Christian McCaffrey type of volume, but if he can give production, that's all that we can ask for, right? We just want to see production out of Miles Sanders. Anything close to 1,000-yard season for him, man, has probably been a successful season, considering the situation that he came out of last year when he was with the Philadelphia Eagles. So last year, remember, he was in a three-back running committee there in Philadelphia. Now, I think he had like 1,600 yards from the line of scrimmage, but only 1,200 rushing. That is great numbers to be in a committee, which means that he broke off a lot of big runs and he made a lot of big plays. However, this is why we have to keep our tempers a little bit level when it comes to him. He also was playing behind the best offensive line in the NFL last year. The Philadelphia Eagles, hands down, had the number one offensive line in the NFL last year. So they were able to create holes, man, and they were able to block at an unbelievable level. We also finished with the number top five offensive line. So that's giving me a lot of hope. But again, man, with Corbett missing the first couple of games of the season, Savala, the rookie that we drafted out of North Carolina, is going to probably have to step into a bigger role. I honestly think that we should go get another guard in free agency just in case Savala is not ready to go um, until Corbett gets back. We just don't want any falling off of that offensive line. And if you ask me from last season, the best part of our offensive line was the interior. The play from center, Bozeman, Christensen, and Corbett. That was our strongest play of our offensive line. And with Corbett being out on um, it's got me a little bit worried. Not extremely worried, but I think we should go pick up a guard, man, sign somebody to a veteran guard to a 1-year deal that can come in just in case Savala's not ready to go. Um, but we have to keep our expectations very real about him too. I think that he's going to be productive. I want to see Miles Sanders get more involved in the passing game. That's really what I want to see him get more involved in the passing game this year. When we traded McCaffrey away, man, we didn't have a running back that was capable of really going out there and catching the ball. Listen, Chuba Hubbard, and we're going to talk about that today too, man, about Chuba because I'm starting to think that Chuba Hubbard is going to have a breakout year. I think that he's going to get better, man. I think that he's gotten better every year that he's been in the league. With more opportunities last year, you saw that he actually made some pretty good runs, man. Some of those runs were crucial too for the Panthers to win some games. So I really think that Chuba Hubbard, man, is really going to take the step this year with Deuce Staley coaching up Chuba Hubbard. We got to remember, Chuba Hubbard was a dog in college. He was definitely a dog in college, man. Chuba was a dog in college. You could argue him that one year he was the best running back in college football. For those that watch college football, so I can't remember the year right offhand, but with him working with Deuce Staley and what Deuce Staley, man, has proven into the NFL, I feel like Chuba Hubbard is really going to take a big leap this year, especially with catching the ball. I think that catching the ball, you're going to start seeing a little bit more of him develop and, him behind Miles Sanders, I'm okay with now. I thought the Panthers should try to go get a bigger short yardage back, and I'm not against that. But I think a combination of Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, Spencer Brown, and Blackshear, Raheem Blackshear, I think that that's going to be a very interesting group. I really want to see what those younger guys can do in the plays that they make. Right. Uh, what else I would sit up here and say? I would also say that the Panthers wide receiving core has a lot to prove. I really feel like that. I feel like the wide receiving core has a ton to prove, um, especially when we're talking about Terrace Marshall Jr. Right? Terrace Marshall Jr. Terrace Marshall Jr. needs to take the step and grab the number one wide receiver role by the horns. CLT, the link is at the top, bro. Scroll up in the comments. You'll see the link there, man. You can pull up. I'm about done with my open soliloquy, man. Then I'll get everybody's thoughts. But Terrace Marshall Jr. has to take the step this year as the number one wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, right? I know we bought in Adam Thielen. I know we bought in DJ Shark. By the way, great news came out about DJ Shark yesterday that they were able to participate in OTAs on Friday after he had his little ankle procedure. Heard it was more of a cleanup process. Hayden Hurst, also man from the sports hernia surgery, was actually a participant at OTAs on Friday. So the Panthers are getting a lot healthier there. Glad to hear that, especially this early in the process. But back to Terrence Marshall Jr. Listen, man, I followed this guy his whole career. Obviously, with me being a LSU fan, um, Terrence Marshall Jr. is a special player. He really is. If you go back and watch his film when he was at LSU, when he was the number 3 receiver behind Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, Terrence Marshall Jr. was able to make production even as the number 3 wide receiver. But he has number one wide receiver upside with his size and speed and catching ability. He really got for sure hands. You don't see Terrace Marshall Jr. drop a lot of balls. Listen, even with bad quarterback play last year, he was able to make some like remarkable catches. The most memorable catch he made was the one he caught it in between his legs with one hand. That was a hell of a catch. But he is the person that I'm expecting to step up in that number one wide receiver role. Um, Mingo was the future. Adam Thielen is the veteran presence. LaVisca, we're going to talk about LaVisca today. LaVisca is there to be the gadget wide receiver that we can utilize all over the field. And then another name to watch out for, man, Derek Wright. Derek Wright, man. I've heard he's been making a lot of catches and a lot of plays in OTAs. And Bryce Young, him and Bryce Young has been having some chemistry early. Um, so again, this wide receiving core has a ton to prove. And really, when you think about it, also, I know I said that we should make the trade for DeAndre Hopkins. I feel still like he would make this football team better and really be the weapon to take our offense over the top. But if the Panthers are comfortable with what they have, I'm also not mad at it either. Because on paper, this should still be a very talented wide receiver core. If Bryce Young is able to play the way that I expect him to play in this offensive line, is able to protect the way that they're supposed to protect, I honestly think that this wide receiving core should have a good year with Terrace Marshall Jr. If he stays healthy, and that's a big if he stays healthy, Terrace Marshall Jr. should be our number one wide receiver. I think he should be lined up in the number one wide receiver position, right? And it's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, he's been with the team the longest out of anybody in the wide receiver room right now. So he's the most tenured player for this team there. Uh, and then two, man, listen, second round pick, whatever you want to say, people love to say that draft pick status doesn't matter. And to an extent, it does not. But it's also look at it from the business side of what that team has invested into that player. You got to take off of the player hat when you're talking about draft picks because that player was an investment by the football team. So from the business aspect, if I put early investment into you, my expectation is that you come in and deliver. First or second round picks usually are asked to come in and deliver right away, right? So Terrace Marshall, this is year 3. I need to see him ball out this season. Okay. Uh, Tight end. We're gonna talk a little bit about that on the show today as well, man. The tight end position, because there's been articles coming out, guys. I don't know. Have you seen like the 2024 projected like picks, top picks, draft picks for next year? Obviously, Caleb Williams is leading the way. They have him being drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, but they have the Panthers finishing in the top 10 again in draft picks, and they have us taking Brock Bowers, the tight end from Georgia, supposed to be a generational tight end. A generational tight end is what they're saying about Brock Bowers, man. And if you've watched Brock Bowers play, this kid is Travis Kelce. He's a young Travis Kelce. He's unstoppable. Brock Bowers is a wide receiver in a tight end's body. He doesn't drop passes. He runs great routes for a tight end. He has the size. He has the physicality. They have this man in motions. Like I've seen Georgia use him in motions. Brock Bowers is going to be an animal, right? But they have us drafting Brock Bowers in a lot of mock draft, way too early mock drafts, obviously. But they have us drafting Brock Bowers next year in the 2024 draft. We're going to talk about that, man, and in this tight end room, because you guys know that I'm very low on the tight end room outside of Hayden Hurst. I'm not high on the tight end room at all. Ian Thomas is 100% recycling bin material. Now, and listen, I'm sorry, man. He's had too many opportunities and he hasn't shown anything. So say what you want, big bro. I have everybody waiting in the back in the studio, big bro back there, CLT. But I'm getting my soliloquy out first before I bring everybody up, and then y'all can respond however y'all want to respond. But listen to me. Ian Thomas is trash. Surprise breakout candidate for the Panthers this year, Tommy Tremble. Tommy Tremble. Watch out for Tommy Tremble. Now that he doesn't have to be the number one wide receiver, I mean tight end, and them two tight end sets, watch out for Tommy Tremble, man. Tommy Tremble. Bro, have y'all seen how he looked this training camp? Bro, this man done swole up. Tommy Tremble done put on, bro. He done put on some mass. He all muscle too. He looks good. Omar in the building, man. Big fucking wage. Y'all already know what time it is. Midday madness in the mix. Let me finish my soliloquy, man, so I can let these boys up here, man. We're going to have a hell of a show today. It is Friday. Can y'all believe it's already June? It is June already. This year has been going by fast, bro. It is already June. I cannot believe that shit. Training camps are weeks away. Man, this year been going by fast. But let me go ahead and wrap this shit up, man. So I'm excited about the Panthers this year. I really am, because the potential that this group has is what I'm excited about. I don't know anything, and I'm not guaranteeing anything this season, right? Y'all are not finna see me sit up here and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna put my money." Only thing that I'm willing to put my money on right now is that the Panthers will win more games than they did last year. That's the only thing. That would be the only thing. That will be the only thing. Anything else is not happening. I can't guarantee it. Everything is just up in the air. It's a toss up right now. It really is. I can't guarantee that we're gonna win the NFC South. I can't guarantee that Bryce Young is gonna come out and throw for 4,000 yards. I seen a prediction for him yesterday that I was scrolling through some articles, man, preparing for today's show. I was scrolling through it, man. Somebody had like some very realistic numbers for Bryce Young this year, and this is like a great year for him. Year one, rookie year, they had him going for like 4,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and they had him rushing for like 200 yards. How do y'all feel about those numbers? Those are very realistic to me for like him. 27 to 13 touchdown interception ratio. I'll take that. I'll take that, man. But I want to know if these boys will take that. And that's my open soliloquy, man. Let me go ahead and get my boys up here, man. I done talked enough. I want to hear what they got to say. So, man, while I'm doing this, man, adding everybody up here to it. Look, check this out, man. Midday Madness in the mix, man. Listen, the channel is blowing up, guys. Look, make sure you guys go and join our Discord as well, y'all. The Discord as well. It's called the Tidal Wave. That's the name of the Discord, the Tidal Wave. Go and join the Tidal Wave today, man. Where all of the surfers in there, man. We interacting, guys. I'm working on trying to see if I can get some streams set up for us this fall when the Panther games and host watch parties. Listen, if I can make it happen, which I'm not guarantee I can make it happen, but I'm going to do everything that I can to make it happen. If I can make it happen, I'm going to be doing watch parties, man. Watch parties. I'm going to be trying to do watch parties this fall for the Panthers games. I told you I'm also working on getting a live stream from the Panthers game. This also could be an opportunity for a potential meet and greet, man. The Dallas Cowboys game here in Carolina, it's November 19th. November 19th, we're working on doing a live stream from the Panthers tailgate. It's going to be lit. All right. CLT in the building. CLT, what's good with it? Hey, big bro, your connection, something wrong with your connection. Try leaving and coming back. CLT in the building, man. What's good with it, CLT?
What's good, family? Hope everybody had a good week, man. Close out the work week, into the weekend, man. Have fun, be safe. Let's talk this Panther football.
You already know. You already know. Had Majay up here, but Majay should be in school, man. I don't know why Majay he was up here, but so CLT. I don't know if you got a chance to catch my open soliloquy.
I did.
What are your thoughts, man? What are some of the interesting topics I talked about? And I really want to hear how you feel about that.
So we'll start off with the Terrence Marshall Jr. regards. I do feel Terrence Marshall can and has the potential to step into that number one role. He has the size, he has the wingspan, he has the catch rate. He like you said for sure he is. I do want to see him expand on his route tree. We can get him across the middle a little bit more. Uh, but I think he has all the tools necessary to become number one inside. Definitely inside year three, that learning curve should be there. You know what I'm saying? So I think uh, TMJ can be number one. Um, Tommy Trumbull, I am not expecting him to be a breakout candidate. I have to disagree there. Realistic numbers 27 to 13 with Bryce Young. I'll take it. I want to see those interceptions up to. Excuse me, those touchdowns up to 30. But 27 is close to 30. That's fine. I'll probably put him at like three to 400 rushing. I think I think they kind of undercut him with the rushing yards. But those are pretty realistic
Three or
figures
four
for me.
hundred? I don't know about 3 or 400, man. That's a lot.
I I think he can do 3 to 400, bro. Especially if we're in RPO. Um, he got to rush more than he can have one long run, but you break out a what 40, 50 yard. So I think he can definitely get more than. I thought probably get like 300. What else should we speak about?
Miles
Uh,
Sanders. What was your? How you think I felt about Miles, man?
I didn't catch the miles, but I know in the past you was worried about him playing behind number one offensive line, and now that he's not behind number one offensive line, and also was inside of committee, that he won't be as productive. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, man. But I also said that I want to see him more involved in the Panthers game this year.
You want to see him more
The passing game. I'm sorry.
passing it.
Yeah, I want to
I
see him
mean,
more involved in the passing game.
that's our identity. Chris McCaffrey, pass catch running back. So for what we paid him, you got to be doing do all things. So obviously, uh, coming out that backfield, you got to be able to catch that ball. So I think he'll be able to produce. I just don't think he'll be. I don't see him being what he was in Philly because, like you said, that offensive line thing and Jalen Hurts also helping that. But I think he'll. I think really, I'm looking at him like 8 to 900 rushing yards. I don't think he'll crack the pound this year.
Yeah, that was what my thoughts are too. And the only reason why I said I don't see him really cracking a thou wow this season, is because Corbett going to be out a couple games early in the year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not sure about how that interior going to still hold up, and what that's going to look like for him, man. Because listen, man, hey, that interior of that offensive line was our strength of our O line, man. So that's my thoughts on that. Hey, we got Big Bruh in the building, man. Big Bruh in the building. What's good with it, Big Bruh?
What's going on, TLT? And not sure who the other guy is.
Majay, little Majay.
Oh, Majay. Okay. What's going on, Majay?
Majay, why
What's up,
you
my
ain't in
guy?
school, man?
I'm out.
You out for school, man? Listen, hey, listen. You ain't about to get me in trouble with your mama, man. So you better be out of school.
I done graduated out of high school. I mean middle school.
You done graduated. So you going to the ninth grade?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, definitely. Congrats.
Yeah. So Majay, big bro, I don't know if y'all caught my opening soliloquy, but I talked about a couple things. Did y'all get a chance to catch it?
Yeah, I was in. It was in and out, man. For me, I had some technical issues, so I didn't hear a lot of it.
Oh, okay. Majay, what about you?
I had catch it.
All right. So what's your thoughts, Majay? Let's get your thoughts first.
So I think we don't need Hopkins because since we already got Blaine and Dylan and Chark and then drafted Mingo with Marshall, he gonna be begging for the ball probably a lot. And that's gonna cause problems in the locker room.
Okay, okay, I like that. Yeah, I think Big Bro was saying some stuff about that the other day. Yeah, okay, so I like that. Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Nah.
what you think? How you feel about them Bryce Young numbers, man? They posted, they did projections, man, fantasy projections for Bryce Young this season. They said somewhere around 4,200 yards, 27 touchdowns to 13 interceptions, and about 200 to 300 yards rushing. I can live with that.
You asking me
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh nah, man. I always said ever since we drafted him, man. Bryce Young gonna be the rookie of the year, so those numbers seemed about right. I think he'll fall somewhere between there. At least I'm gonna say at least 3,700 yards. At minimum, I think he could have. And that's just at minimum. But those numbers seem. I mean, as far as the rushing numbers, I don't see him having 300 to 400 yards rushing.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
I was telling CLT.
I
CLT
might,
say,
yeah, because he not a run again. He's not a running quarterback, and I think we looked up the stat before. He
yeah,
only
he only
had
rush.
189 total in college, I believe.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so he's not a rush. Now he will obviously pick up a first down here and there, but Bryce Young is not a runner. Panthers Nation. So if you get that out your mind,
yeah,
he's gonna look to pass and get the first down. Again, he will. Obviously, if he got room to run to get a first down, he might do it. But he's looking to throw first. I'm telling you, that's his game. So I
yeah.
think the rushing numbers are maybe overachieving. I mean,
Fabricated. Yeah,
maybe 100, 150. Maybe he might break 200, maybe, but I don't see no more than that. Um, for the season. Touchdown numbers. That
27. They had him at 27.
yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see 27. But based on their projections, man, that if he has that type of season or anyone close to that type of season, based on projections, hell, he gonna be most likely rookie of the year. Um,
Yeah, 13 interceptions.
unless somebody, one of the other quarterbacks outperform him, that's a rookie. But um, that's a pretty solid, a good solid rookie year. Um, you know, for a QB, man. So um, like I said, I just don't disagree with the rushing numbers, but other than that, man, everything else seemed, definitely attainable, and he can, definitely get to those numbers.
Majay, what you think about that, man? You there, Majay? I don't know what happened to Majay. CLT, man, what's your thoughts about what Big Bro said?
I feel like me personally, I still feel like he's gonna go over 200. That's just my prediction. I think, like I said, I still want him to get crack that 30 touchdown. 3,700 seems realistic. But as a fan, I want Bryce Young to to win to rookie year. But man, my best is still with Stroud.
So you going with Stroud to win the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, I think Stroud wins rookie of the year.
Okay, okay. Shit,
Oh
I mean
man, CLT man,
that's wild.
man, I'm about to kick
But
you off the bandwagon, man.
but you guys knew that was my pick though.
I mean,
The whole time.
I know, and I respect that. I do. I respect that, but come on, man, you got to go with your team, Ricky
Yeah,
QB. I mean, cause
that's
listen, I'm still pulling for Stroud. I like Stroud. Don't get me. I'm not. I'm going to be root for him. Except for when he play against us. But I think Stroud gonna do well, but I can't.
And
I can't pick him over Bryce, man. To
now the
win
thing is,
Rookie of the Year. I mean,
I think it's gonna be I
so
think it's gonna be a close fight. But the reason why I want Stroud to win, bro, because they talked so down about him like the last 3-4 days before the draft, bro. Like they put that kid down, bro, and I didn't like that, bro. And I feel like he was truly 1A and 1B. So for them to,
absolutely, absolutely.
throw
But see,
like
we realized though, CLT, that was all talk, man. You know how they kept saying that he was gonna fall to, you know, 4 or 5 or something. You remember? So
yeah,
you remember we talked. I thought that was all fluff, man. Because Bryce, since the beginning, it's always been Bryce and CJ. It
right.
was never, Anthony Richardson. Some people had him in that conversation,
I
to
can't
go
believe
number
some
one. But
people had him there.
yeah, some people had him there, but it was always, in most people, belief and opinions, even the national media, it was always, Bryce and CJ, man, or CJ Bryce. It never was, So for them to come out to say the last couple, I think that was just some teams probably put that out there to try to get, you know, one of us not to draft them, us or Houston not to take him at 1 or 2. So that's all that was, man. But CJ was never going to fall, man. Down the board. I'm sorry, he was. He
Yeah.
he was going to be 1 or 2. That's just what it was. I mean, he that good. So, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, CLT though, man. Again, listen. I know your support for CJ Stroud, man. In my opinion, it's just the same as y'all, man. Hell, I want to see him succeed. I think that he very much could have went number one as well. So I don't want him not to succeed, obviously, unless he playing the Panthers. But for the most part, man, I get what you're saying, man. But you got to go with Bryce, though, man, and win the Rookie of the Year, though, man. That's crazy.
I mean, I just got to be honest, man. But I feel like it's gonna be a great battle. I think both of them are gonna have great rookie years, bro. I really do. I even think AR gonna have a good rookie year, bro. To be honest, because I think the system gonna be made for him. So I think all three rookie quarterbacks will have good seasons. I think they have good careers for real.
Yeah, it's they. I mean, but also, man, you got to think about this too. Like one of the things that everybody got to understand, man, is that Bryce Young is still a rookie. You get what I'm saying? Like he's still gonna be a rookie, man. Like he's gonna be better than anything that we had. But I don't want people, man, that start getting down on him, man. Like if he go through a rough stretch and shit like that, man. Like if that were to happen, I'm not saying it will or won't, but if it were to happen, we still got to keep motivating our quarterback, man, and staying with him because hell, he the future. He go be here for a while, so we got to make sure, man, that But I think, man, honestly, man, I think the team is gonna be solid this year. That overall is gonna be solid because better quarterback play, uh, more experienced coaching staff. In this division, I expect, man, this football team to be a lot better, man, this year. So that's kind of where I am with it, man. But hold on, man, what is going on? Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see what happened. Well, people having connection issues today, man. What's going on with everybody's shit?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. So, man, we're gonna go ahead and get in some of these topics, man. I'm about to pull Majay back up here. We about to get in some of these topics, man, that we have for today, man. So it was reported out there, and I want to go to this article, man, because I like to credit my sources, because a lot of people claim they got sources and really don't be having those sources. Um, Let me see, man. Let me go back and find that, man. Yeah, it was up here. So the NFC South odds came out, man, for this the division this year, man, for betting.com and Vegas. And they got the Saints at a plus 115 to win the division, Falcons in second place at plus 250, and they got the Panthers in third at plus 380 with the Buccaneers, man, with being in last place at a plus 700 odds to win the division, man. I want to get y'all thoughts on that, man. How do y'all feel about these betting odds, and why do y'all think some of the reasons for the Panthers being in third place instead of a little bit higher?
I mean, I mean, honestly, man, when it comes to Vegas and odds, you know, uh, that's just a guesstimate, man. I don't kind of buy into the odds, man. It's a until we see what, especially now when we haven't even seen what none of these teams can do on the field. But I can kind of see where they get them from. They probably got us listed at third, man, because we do, um, have a younger team compared to some of those other teams. We got a new coaching staff, brand new coaching staff this year. And like I said, we got some younger players that don't have experience, so I can see why they got I think you said the Bucks and you said they got the Saints ahead of us.
Yeah, they got the Saints number one, Falcons at two, and
Oh, Falcons at
Buccaneers
two.
at three. Now, this is crazy, man. A lot of predictions, man, that I've been seeing lately have the Falcons winning the division this year, man. I've been looking at it, man, because you guys know, man. I look at the odds, I look at the predictions, man, and I do this stuff because I want to see what the world and the media thinks about the Panthers, right? Like obviously we know what the fan base thinks about this football team, man, but I just want to know if everybody else taking us serious. So when I see these odds, man, it's kind of an insult a little bit, man. It really is.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna
Even
say
with
again.
everything we done.
I mean, again, I could kind of see why they got us, like that, man. Just because we got a young team and a lot of new pieces and faces in place, and they haven't seen what we can do. I mean, the Bucks, for the most part, I mean, they got some new pieces on offense. I mean, at quarterback, obviously the biggest deal was Tom Brady. Um, but they defense, most of their defense and major pieces are still intact. The Saints, they got a lot of they pieces intact with Derek Carr, who's a true veteran that has won in this league. So I can see why they got them ranked, number one. On top of what they receivers coming back, and they added a free agent signing to do Williams running back, and they still got Kamara, even though he's gonna get suspended. So I can see why the Saints are number one projected. Then the Falcons, again, man, they got a young team as well. They got some good pieces on offense with Cal Pitts, Drake London. Then they drafted Bijan Robinson,
Al
uh,
Jair still there.
Alja, yeah. So and then they
Cordell
defense, man. I
Patterson.
mean, the Falcons defense. Not saying that it's top, but they defense is solid. They got some vets on defense. So and Ritter. I'm
AJ
assuming he gonna be.
Terrell too, man. The young corner. He a
Yeah,
stud.
Terrell. Yeah. So
They
that's
signed a Bengal safety too.
right.
Jesse, yeah.
They
Yep.
Yep. I forgot
Jesse
about
Bates.
him. Yep. They signed him.
Calais
Uh,
Campbell.
and Calais Campbell. So they got some good veteran pieces with some young pieces, man. So I can see why they got them number two, man. But that's fine, man. I like when the Panthers are the underdogs, and everybody is counting us out because we go back and look at our Super Bowl runs, man. We wasn't picked, to win the division or to even get to the playoffs. Those couple years, man, I think it was what, '05 or '04 and 2015.
Hey, some
So
other moves that went under the radar for them, man. They signed Bud Dupree.
the
Uh,
linebacker from Pittsburgh. So
yeah,
that's another solid pickup, man. So yeah, that's where they get these odds from. But hey, man, look, let us shock the world. Meaning, let us go out and win the division. And we can go back to this conversation at the end of the season. Everybody thought we was gonna finish, last in the division. The national meet in Vegas, picking us to finish last, and we actually end up winning it, man. So hey, I love to be the underdogs. So
yeah.
the hell with it.
TOT,
Yeah,
TOT. You
I
might have
take.
missed the original question, but it's about the odds. What's your
Oh yeah,
thoughts?
I take note of the disrespect. It's disrespect, but every year a team breaks out that wasn't expected to. I doubt they had Cincy going to the Super Bowl. You know, that happened. So we'll take the disrespect. We understand that the division is up for grabs, bro. And who cares about what the odds say? Because we all know that this division is not as strong as other divisions. So what we added, we ain't cut no slack. What we added great coaching staff, great players, a great rookie quarterback. So I'm rocking with my guys. So to hell with the odds.
Yeah, no doubt. Majay, man, how you feel about us, man? Is it disrespect or is it accurate?
It's disrespect. I think we should be number one because we did beat well, we should have swept all the three teams last year. Yeah, I think we made better moves than all three of the teams in the division this year.
Definitely, definitely, man. I like that. I respect that. So, my thoughts on it is this, man. Yeah, it's disrespect, man. Just because a lot of the teams in the NFC South made moves, minus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like I said, the Falcons really had a better offseason, than a lot of people might be giving them credit for, man. So, um, the Saints is a little bit understandable just because they have the most secure quarterback, in the division. They have somebody that's a veteran who's a slightly above average veteran. He's not above average by a ton, but he's Derek Carr can win some games, and I think he go win some games with the Saints. Um, but overall, though, when you're looking at the roster top to bottom, and again, this is just on paper, right? The season haven't started, we don't know what's going to happen. To Big Bro and CLT's point, but looking at this thing on paper, roster top to bottom, man, I think that we have, probably the more complete roster. Um, the thing about the Falcons, I would say, is that Desmond Ritter is projected to take the next step this year. They did sign Tyler Heineke, so Heineke could potentially get some looks in there if Ritter struggles throughout the season. But overall, man, the quarterback position is just as raw as ours, right? Now, I will give them a nod in the backfield. Listen, they had 2,000-yard rushers last year. With Al Jair, and I always forget the other guy's name, but they was able to run the ball, man. Extremely well last year in that RPO offense. The problem was that you know we know about the quarterback and they had last year. He was trash. Matt, what's his name? I can't even think of the motherfucker's name, man. From Oregon, the quarterback they had last year.
Who?
The Falcons.
You talking about Mariota?
Yeah, Marcus Mariota. Yeah, he was trash, right? And then Kyle Pitts, we all know what kind of elite talent that he is, but his problem is what? Can't stay on the field. The Panthers have a problem. We have that problem with a couple players ourselves, right? Drake London, I think he's a real deal wide receiver. He definitely gives me, young Mike Evans type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? He a big wide receiver. He can catch the ball. But their most improved unit, man, is that defensive side of the ball, man. Look, they spent a lot of money, this free agency, in the moves that they made. So I expect their defense to be better. And if I'm not mistaken, they got a new defensive coordinator this year too. Um, so the Falcons is definitely going to be a much improved team. But Tampa Bay, I mean, listen, man. y'all done seen the videos that done came out from OTAs. Look, Bradford and Trash, or I mean, uh, uh, damn, what's his
Baker,
yeah,
Baker.
Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trash are buns. Like they're terrible, man. So they're going to struggle because of the lack of quarterback play. They will. I wouldn't be surprised, man, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers end up with the first or second overall pick in the draft. Like I really wouldn't be surprised because they were a bad team last year with Tom Brady. So without them, I know that they're going to be worse. And they didn't make any moves this offseason. They lost some key players. They didn't make any moves to improve, man. And Todd Bowles, I'm telling you, man, that motherfucker, his balls out there is dangling. They dangling, man. So they going through some transitions. So yeah, that's why I say it was disrespectful. From that strength, I do think the Carolina Panthers are, from coaching staff to roster, top to bottom, are the most complete team in the league, man. And we got a damn good offensive line. So that's where I'm at with it. Carl D in the building, man. Carl D, what's good with it? Carl D, you there? You might be muted up, bro. Think you muted up.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, fellas?
What's going on, Carl? How you living?
Yeah, yeah, I heard your opening statements. I was watching them. Yeah, I think you're. I mean, I don't too much disagree with any what you were saying. But yeah, I can tell, boy, you really you are really down on Ian Thomas, boy.
Hey, yeah, hey, look, man, I'm sorry. Man, been here through three coaches, you know what I'm saying? And the motherfucker still ain't producing, man. I'm sorry. Hey, look, hey, he gonna have to show me something, man. But so let me ask you this question, Carl D, man. How you feel about those odds, man? Those numbers that came out from Vegas about the NFC South this year?
Oh, what was that? I didn't catch that part. What
Yeah,
they
so
saying?
they came out, man, and said that the Saints were going to win the division. Falcons will be at 2, us at 3, and Tampa at 4.
I'm not believing that. We gonna be at one. I think the Saints might end up being two. I don't see the. I think the Falcons. It's gonna be three. I don't. I mean, I know the. I know the Falcons did a little bit in free agency. They spent, but I think they spent all their money. They didn't really. Who did they really get as impact players for all that money they spent? They had some of the most cap space, and they what did they do with it?
Yeah, well, they bought in Jesse Bates,
Uh,
from the Bengals, man. He one of the best safeties in the league. They bought in Tyler Haneke, Lorenzo Carter, the linebacker. They signed Calais Campbell. Oh yeah, they also signed offensive lineman Caleb McGarry, man, from the Broncos. He a hell of an offensive lineman. They signed Bud Dupree. Uh, they signed Andre Smith, the linebacker, and they just signed JJ Arcega Whiteside, wide receiver. So they made some quiet moves.
yeah, yeah, but still, I mean, they overpaid for Jesse Bates. I think Bates was like the. I mean, we got the. Everybody know we got the best safety from the Bengals. We got the
Nah,
Pro
I
Bowl.
ain't even. Nah. I gotta.
I
Nah,
mean, Von Bell
Bates
was
better
gold.
than Von Bell. He really is.
I can't. I don't see it. I don't know how you. And then who is it? Campbell, really? Campbell is up there in age. I mean,
Yeah, he 90.
and Bud Dupree ain't been good since.
Tennessee.
Oh darn, I can't even think. So that tells you just how relevant Dupree has been in years, and that offensive who was it?
Caleb
Who?
Caleb McGarry.
Yeah,
He a
but
solid. He a solid lineman. I can't.
yeah,
He a
he's
Pro Bowler. Yeah.
yeah solid. Yeah, solid. You see, like you said, solid. When you spending money in free agency, you when you have the cap space Atlanta had, you ain't supposed to just settle with solid. You're supposed to get out there and get some impact players. Not no
Gotcha.
solid. You ain't supposed to get scraps. You're supposed to
I
get.
feel it.
So I don't see how everybody. I don't see what everybody is seeing.
Yeah,
But
no doubt. Yeah, I got you, man. Hey, well, look, I feel it, man. But let's go ahead, man. Get into the next topic. Uh, the 2024 draft, picks came out. Who they projection obviously is early draft picks, but they're going off of their way too soon predictions. And again, man, I look at this stuff. I watch this stuff because it gives you a gauge on what the nation thinks about the Panthers. And I know what the fan base obviously and how they feel about it. Um, but in this projection, man, they had the Panthers still picking in the top 10, and they had us taking tight end Brock Bowers from Georgia, man. So the first thing that I will say about this kid is Brock Bowers is a generational tight end. He really is, man. If you watch college football and you watched him at Georgia, the kid is a problem. He really can't be guarded. He reminds me, if I had to compare his game to anybody in the NFL currently, I would compare him to Travis Kelsey. He's a wide receiver in the tight end's body, runs a great route tree. He's physical after the catch, and man, he's fast for a tight end as well. So, what are y'all thoughts on that, man, and how y'all feel about that?
So
Like I say, man, it's way too early. Brock Bowers, he's solid, man. I, I watched him at Georgia. I mean, obviously in the SEC, me being an Alabama fan, watched him. Um, he is a solid tight end. I just would need to see more from him this year before, I would say that'd be good picking for the Panthers. But also, depending on, again, this is way too early, man. But to say that we may need a tight end after the end of the season, I don't know. Because we got to see what these do. But I mean, but I do like the kid. I do like the kid, man. I think he has potential. As far as top 10 potential, I don't know. I just had to see more from him this year to kind of put him in that top 10 pick. And again, also for us to dedicate a tight end pick at in the top 10, our tight end room would really have to get no production this year to do that, man. I mean,
Now
and
this
I
is
don't think
all
that's
this is all if we had a first round pick next year. So this is where this is
yeah,
where the
right.
projection. Yeah. So this is
But
obviously us trading back into the first round, or if we had a
yeah,
first round pick.
and that's what I'm saying, man. I would I, again, it's just too many unknown variables, right now to say, that would be how I feel about it. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I like the kid. I can't say that. I think he does have some good solid potential. He is a big tight end that you mentioned that can, create space and get open. Like I said, I'm gonna love to see what he's gonna do this year. Um, but that's my thoughts on it.
uh, me personally, I would say no. I don't believe in the generational talent tight end shit no more because the stock they gave on Kyle Pitts, he was supposed to be the next heir apparent. You know what I'm saying? And he's good, but he's not no next heir apparent. I think the tight end is always the great tight ends are always the diamond in the rough. You got to find them, put them in the right system. Um, they're always just a diamond in the rough. I don't believe in the high potential draft picks. In regards to the tight end position, so I would say no. I wouldn't draft him top 10.
Carl D, what about you, man?
um, I, I'm like big boy. I have to see a little bit more from him, and um, they say, wait a minute. So you saying that's who they predicting we're gonna draft, or who we would draft if we had our first round pick?
Say it again, Carl.
I said, "Are you? Did you say that what they wrote out there is? Are they saying if we had our first round pick, that's who we would
Yeah.
take,
Yep.
or is that to predict? Okay, they. Oh, if we had our first, if we had our first,
Yeah. If we
that'll
had our
be
first round pick or the trade back in the first round.
okay. Mm, I wouldn't trade back in the first round to get him. I understand the skill set, but I don't see trading back in the first round for a tight end. I don't see it. I don't see it. But if he was to fall to us, of course, that'll be a good pick.
Got it, no doubt, man. So again, man, it's way too early draft pick. Hypothetical situation with that, man. But I thought that'd be interesting to talk about because we always looking at the future, man, and figure out how we're going to continue to get this team better. Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Look, midday madness in the fucking mix with your boy Big Waves. Got CLT in the building, Big Bro in the building, Carl D in the building with us as well. All right, man. Look, so Frank Wright had his press conference the other day. He was talking about, man, how OTAs is going. Obviously, they talked about how well Bryce Young has been doing in OTAs, how he's been holding his own and taking care of business during OTAs. But he had some high praise, man, for Laviska Shenault. And Big Bruh actually sent me something on this as well, man. Hey, Chenault has been getting comparisons, and I think somebody said this might have been I can't remember who said this, but him having been getting comparisons so far in OTAs, man, as Debo Samuel.
I told y'all that's bro. When we had this conversation, that's why I sent you that article that we can use Chanel because I can't remember who said it. Um, one of you guys was like we should Chanel is not gonna make the team. You know, this year due to what we had in the wide receiver room, and I said, man, Chanel. Not saying he's as good as Debo, but we can use him like Debo Samuel. How San Francisco, man, I just because he got the same body frame, man. He's a big physical guy, that you can line up in multiple positions to use, man. And not, and like I said, I think this year, I think Thomas Brown going to really use him, man. Like a Debo type of player, man. He's going to be that Swiss Army knife where you might see him in the backfield, you might see him at receiver, you might even see him in a wildcat, man, for some plays. And that article that I sent Big Bruh, and kind of talks about that, man, and what they how they've been using Chenault so far in the OTAs.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And that's really the thing that we're trying to figure out here is really how he's going to be utilizing that offense. But that was a hell of a comparison, man. CLT, what you think about that, bro?
I think the usage and the way they want to use them is similar, but comp, hell no. He ain't showing me nothing to say that he's near Debo, but usage, yeah.
Hey,
What how you want to use him?
hey, CLT, we not saying, man, he gonna be an impact player like Debo. Um, because that's again obviously Debo done improved a lot in this league. I just think as far as how they're going to use him, similar to Debo, right?
That's why I said usage. No, I said, but
Yeah,
comp, hell no.
Yeah, I can
gotcha.
dig that. I can dig that. What do you think about that, Carl D? Carl D, you there?
Yeah, he might be busy, man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, no
sorry about
doubt.
that. I accidentally hit the mute button. My bad.
Nah, you good.
Um, I honestly, I think we should be using Mingo in that Debo role instead of Chenault.
no, Carl, Mingo.
Yeah, because Mingo can do have those same qualities.
Nah, man, Mingo is a big physical receiver like that.
Yeah, but a lot of those plays that they talk about using Chenault, Mingo ran a lot of those plays at Kentucky. I mean, not Kentucky, but Ole Miss.
True, but I like Mingo on the outside, man. I
Oh, so
think.
you want him to continue practicing on his receiving skills and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
yeah. He needs to be on the outside, man, because he's going. We drafted him in the second round for him to be a outside threat. To be able to go get those 50-50 balls. And be that outside receiver that we need to go make those catches, man. Again, Mingo, I stated this earlier. He kind of reminds me of a DK Metcalf, man. He may not be as fast as Metcalf, but he's that big,
I think he.
physical receiver that can,
Yeah,
Nah, he fast now. Don't
I
don't
mean,
sleep
no,
on the
no,
yeah. I think
speed.
he run.
yeah,
I mean,
he fast. Now I'm not saying he ain't fast. He is fast, but I don't know. He got the, I don't think he got the DK speed because DK was fast, man.
yeah. I
Um,
think. Yeah, I think DK ran a 4.3. I think Mingo
Yeah,
run a 4
he
4.
ran something stupid
Yeah,
for
yeah,
his
yeah.
size.
Okay,
But
okay.
again, I'm not saying he's not fast. But that's how I think he can develop
Oh,
into
okay.
a DK Metcalf type of receiver where he physical off the line. He's gonna beat man coverage. Because most of the corners that he's gonna be playing against are gonna be smaller than him, and he's gonna be able to get open quick just due to his size and strength. Man, I don't know if you guys seen him in OTAs, man. Mingo's a big dude, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's big. Yeah.
Like he's a big dude, man. I was just
Yeah.
looking when he was in shorts. I'm like, man, this cat, is huge. He remind me of DK, man. So yeah, I would want to use him as in that role as a Debo Samuel. I think Chenault fits perfect for that because he's not as big. I mean, he's like 6'1", 220. He kind of remind you of running back almost.
Oh
Um,
wait.
yeah, so I like Chenault there because and use him how you just said, in that role as well. Get him on them screens, man. Get him in the backfield. Get him in that slot. Just be that Swiss Army knife. Yeah, we might even line Chenault up at tight end, possibly. I
Yeah, no doubt.
I
No,
like to
Oh
see him there.
no doubt. No
well,
doubt.
in that case, I get. Yeah, I can. Yeah, okay. I can see because that's all we use Chenault for anyway. Those gadget play type plays.
Right.
So yeah, that's all. To me, that's all Chenault has been good for,
It
from
has
what
been
I've
good,
seen.
right? That's my whole
So
set.
yeah, why not use it?
Yeah, why not use him? That's his skill set. So yep, because
Yes,
he
sir.
ain't gonna make it nowhere. He ain't gonna make it nowhere else. On this team. So might as
Yes,
well use him.
sir. Hey, well, fellas, man, we about to go ahead and shut it down for the day, man. Only wanted to come on here and do an hour today. Work constraints and all that. Y'all already know what time it is, man. But listen, we are gonna be live again on Monday. Look, in these coming weeks, everybody, a lot of shit coming up here on the channel. Keep your eyes wide. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't done so already. The link is in my community section of my channel. I will definitely be posting it out there again, man. Join the Discord as well. Wave Tsunami Gaming is coming as well, man. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to be crazy. We starting that up in July. Hey, look, appreciate everybody pulling up to the channel today. Continue to support. Make sure you hit the like button. Tell your people about us, man. Y'all already know how we do it. Hey, CLT, Big Bruh, Carl D, it's always, fellas. It's a pleasure, man.
Oh yeah,
All right, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good
yeah.
day.
All right, man. We'll be back at it on Monday. Holla at everybody.
All right.
Be safe. Have a good weekend.